Just when you thought you heard it all. Okay, here's the thing. Don C. does not like to be proven wrong. He will not accept the fact that I am taller than Barry. he had to, this guy had to spend, I swear to God, if you heard him, he had to spend, on Kevin's show, I think it was, he had to spend the time, I swear to God, an expertise of sort to do his some kind of AI stuff to kind of somehow technically figure out how tall I'm at. What is the difference? Who cares how tall I am or how tall you think I'm not? And so he's figuring that the pictures that I showed with me and Barry, that they're not technically correct. I've had many years with AI experience, and I know that that is not right. That Barry is actually taller than Frank. Boy, this has become a big issue over height. But you see, Don C does not want to be proven wrong. What's wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? He had to spend his time to try to discredit me because Don C, the Don, could not handle the fact that I'm right about something. Oh, I don't care whether it was a college degree, any accomplishments, or whatever it might be. Don has to find wrong with me because, he's on a roll. I can't let Frank win. I can't. It's like Popeye. I can't let Frank win. I can't let him win. No, that's not going to happen. Well, Dandy Don, listen. Take a breath. I am taller than Barry. Okay? I wish we had money laid on this. Really, seriously, Dandy Don. I'd make a fortune off you. I'd lay a lot of money out. I would. I would. I would. If I had a way of collecting it from you. And if we could get me and Barry together, witnessed, and see who's taller. You lose, Don. I'm telling you, you lose. But can you believe this guy, as obsessed as he is with me, could not handle the fact that I produce pictures. Is it on here right now, actually? Let's see. What's on the... Okay, well, here you go. That's one angle, and there we go. I'm clearly taller than Barry. Clearly. Clearly. I got a better picture, but it's not on my little thing I can put it right on. Which might be on my thumbnail, actually. I don't know. Barry is a short guy. Boy, they're making such an issue out. I've been hearing this for a long time. Don, you could be wrong at times, You're not always right. You can't be always right. And I've proven you wrong so many times, Don, that it's kind of embarrassing. Accept the fact. Accept a lot of facts. Things are what they are. They're not what you want them to be, Don. Because you don't like when somebody else proves you wrong, Donnie. Get a grip. Come on, you supposed to have a beautiful wife. You got the money, you got it all. You got a nice place to live in Thailand. Enjoy it. I am not that important, Don. And I'm saying that. I'm saying that. I'm not that important. I shouldn't be that important in your life. That pertains to other people too, of course, but trying to disprove that I'm taller than Barry? Everybody's taller than Barry. Jeez Louise, come on now. It's getting to the point of being ridiculous. Why are we even having this conversation? Anybody who's ever met Barry knows how small he is. Bottom line, take a chill pill, take a benzo or something. I might have some spare left. Take a benzo or something. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, Don. It's okay. It's okay. You know, give it a little more attention to your wife. She might give it back to you, and you won't need me to obsess about. That's the way I see it. Relax, Don. Don. Come on. Shh. Calm down. Calm down, Don. Calm down. I know you don't like being wrong. Everything from my diploma, whether I graduated, went to school, whether I did this, whether I did that. They were accomplishments. Nothing grandiose in the scheme of life, Don. Really, they're not. But they're accomplishments. Doesn't matter who I met. I could say, well, Dandy, did you have your name on a movie credit on the IMBD? It's a yes or no question, Don, that's all. Did you? Okay. Well, that's something, right? Better than kicking the ass, right? Did you? That's all I'm asking. Did you have your name in the IMBD? Research assistant, whatever your contribution was to a movie. Did you? No, probably not. So shut up. Okay? Jesus Christmas, man. Talk about jealousy, envy. It was just plain being mean. Being mean. That picture clearly shows who's taller than Barry. How many times have we got to go over this? It's ridiculous. But Don comes on. He was on Kevin's. I spent some time. I've been in the AI business, folks. You know that, folks, right? I just got to tell everybody my accomplishment. I've been in the AI business. You know what's artificial? Don. No, it's artificial? You're artificial. So of course you're in the AI business, because you are artificial. You may not even be real. You might be AI. Don may not be real, folks. He might be AI, a stupid AI. A dumbass AI. Don, listen. Listen very carefully. Okay? Just listen very carefully. All right? Can you do that? Stop obsessing with me, man. It's because the point's embarrassing. Maybe you don't see how embarrassing it is, but other people do. You're obsessed with me. Why? Are you attracted to me? Maybe you really don't like women. Maybe your wife is a prop or something. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But would you believe that this guy actually admits that he went through some kind of complicated AI type of crap? Spent the time to do that. Spent the time to do that, to try to disprove that I'm taller than Barry. That's obsessive compulsive behavior, Don. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I know AI. I've been doing it. That's my business. I've been doing that for umpteenth centuries. Jeez, Don. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You're making a fool out of yourself. Don, you can't win all the time. I can't win all the time either, though it seems I've been winning quite a bit on a lot of different issues, but we won't go there. Too elaborate. Too long. It's not a big deal about height, Don. It's really not. Barry is clearly shorter than I am. It's not a big deal, Don. It's not a big deal. If he was taller than me, we'd know it. I'd say, yeah, Barry's taller than me, but he's not. The guy's about 5 foot tall. Now, all your AI Well, let's see, the juxtaposition of where Frank was standing and where Barry was, there probably was a certain percentage, according to the X Factor, that perhaps Frank was on an embankment or something. So, you take let's do a little trigonometry with this, let's throw in some AI, and we're going to prove that Barry is taller than Frank. Don, Don, stop it. Miko, I've never seen a person win as much as you, Frank. You have the luck with you, too. Well, we'll see how much luck I have, but we'll see in other endeavors. But Don is obsessing with me so much. Don, you're embarrassing yourself, Mr. Crawford. You're embarrassing yourself. I don't give a shit about your fucking AI. I think he's artificial. Of course he's into artificial intelligence work. Because he's artificial. He's not real. Okay, he says I'm short and Barry. I'm telling you that Don is not real. That Don is AI. He's AI. He's not real. How about that, Don? If I tell you, you're not real. You are artificial intelligence. Well, the word intelligence and Don should not go together. Because if he had any intelligence at all, he'd be able to see that I'm actually taller than Barry. Or, put it this way, could finally admit that he's wrong, that Don Crawford could be wrong. You're wrong. You don't want to admit it. Jesus, height issue, God. Say it's better to be lucky than good. The reason I'm talking about this is because it was actually funny. Don came on, I think it was Big Kevin's show, and he just had, but let me tell you something, you put Don on a platform, on a live stream, like usually it's Big Kevin's or something, right? And he'll go on and obsess about me, even when nobody even talking about me. The guy is so obsessed with me that his only topic matter is, guess what? Guess who? Me. Now, come on, Don. You gotta admit that's just a little bit obsessive, don't you think? No, it's not a little bit obsessive. It's totally obsessive. But one thing I did notice is every time that Mr. Crawford goes on somebody's live show, a StreamYard, Don is soon to be in there. And when they could be talking about something totally different, that's nothing to do with me, but it usually does, but that's what drives these shows. But Don immediately has to come up with the topic of me. Don, that is clear obsession. Are you, like, maybe attracted to me or something? Come on. This is 2025, Don. Come out of the closet if you need to. It's okay. It's okay. You know, Ricky came out of the closet. You could come out of the closet. It's okay. It's acceptable. Like Seinfeld says, not that there's anything wrong with being gay. It's acceptable this time, of this decade, this generation. Nico says any sportsman will tell winning is like a drug. Same thing in real life too. Yeah, there's some people that feel that they have to win. They got to prove themselves somehow. Well, I prove myself all the time to be real and truthful, and I back up everything. Anything that's been talked about me, I back it up with fact. But Donald, look, I promise I won't talk about your yellow teeth, okay? If you just promise to keep it real. You could brush. There's no AI involved with that picture of you, Don, with the yellow teeth. Remember, I'm not technical. You're Mr. AI. You're Mr. Technical. Remember that, Don? You're Mr. Technical. I'm not. I'm far from being technical. I don't get into all that shit. So, with that being said, give it a rest. Concentrate on your wife. I never even hear you talk about your wife. But you talk about me all the time. What about your poor wife? Tell us some nice things about your wife. How wonderful person she is, takes good care of you, how she loves you. Show you guys going out together, taking a walk or something. That's not hard to do. Good morning. First thing kids do, I'm in the dining room, opens the door, says, good morning, Uncle Frank. I've disproved that too, though. My family doesn't care about me. Oh, you don't have a family out here. Oh, God, guys, give it a rest. You've seen it. How I get along with this particular Filipino family. Miko says, I'm of the opinion that Ego and Fisher staged going to Makati for legal proceedings. Yeah, I know. Just like when the skies are gray, said she was on her way. She's in a car going over to Bikutan to see her lover boy. The guy that she will never be able to get together with again the rest of her life because she's going to be deported, never be able to come into this country again. You know that one guy? Yeah, that's the guy. All part of a ploy. Was she really making her way to go see him? Maybe she was. But I think it's a ploy. No paranoia here. I think it was a ploy. Because I'm not even sure that a non-relative could actually visit a prisoner, number one. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure. But what I read, it said it was only for, they might have stretched the rules. But what I read on there is that, no, you have to be a relative. Now, they could have lied and said we're married, but I don't know what they asked to produce a certificate or something, or show an ID that her name is the same as Barry's last name. I suppose they would have to do that. It would say, Shauna na 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 Jordan. That's what it would say. Shauna na na na, and the skies are gray, Jordan. Identification. Because if they were married, well, we know they're not. You listen to Kebs, K-E-B-S. Okay. And who are you? I think I've seen that last name on somewhere here. But Don had to take to AI, he said. Don, you seem like a reasonably intelligent person, but sometimes you display anything but intelligence, whether your career was into AI. In many ways, I don't think you're intelligent. This guy had to go so far. He goes, I'm going to use my AI technology training and I'm going to prove, and he came up with all this shit on how Barry is actually taller than me. And what did that come up with? Suppose me and Barry get together and I just stand next to Barry and we just get it all over with. Unfortunately, we can't get together because, he's going to wind up on the ground. But pictures don't tell a lie. Because, see, I don't do editing. I'm not into AI and all this crap. I'm never into editing. Just like Don's teeth is yellow as Fazio's paint. All his wisdom, all his knowledge of AI, why can't he just change his pictures and whiten up his teeth? His teeth were yellow. The color yellow. Don can't be wrong. I know you don't think you'd be wrong all the time, but Don, Dandy Don, Mr. Crawford, please, stop embarrassing yourself. It's coming embarrassing to me to see how you're making a fool of yourself a little. Can you believe that this guy did not want to accept the fact that I'm taller than Barry. He just did not want to accept the fact. Why is this becoming such an issue? It's not. It shouldn't be an issue. There's certain things you have to accept, Don. So he went through all the trouble. He went on Kev's show. Of course, all he ever does when he comes on somebody's live stream, he talks about me. I don't hear him talk about hardly anything else. He talks about me. Am I living rent-free in his head? Apparently. Is he obsessed with me? Apparently. Is he possibly even attracted to me? That could be. But he had to go spend his own personal time to try to figure out some kind of AI program, because that's what he says he does. I think he's AI. I think if anybody's artificial, it's him. And if anybody doesn't have any intelligence to a certain degree, that would be him. So he had to go try to disprove my height. My height. And stick and adhere to his belief that Barry's actually taller than me. Every picture tells a story, honey. Is it on my thumbnail? I don't know what's on my thumbnail, but I'll put this up again. There you go. There you go. I guess he came up with some formula that Gigante is only 5'8". That Gigante is only 5'8", so how could I be 5'7"-ish if Gigante looks taller than me in that picture? Again, foreground, I'm not going to get into this. Look at me, look at Barry. Barry, of course, is the one in the middle, the bald head and, the cigarette in the hand. Very clearly shows, without question, who is taller than who. Done deal, Dondi. Jesus Christ, Don. It's embarrassing. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, you told me, Patty Tribolo, I told you about someone on your show that was lying about Discord. And who was lying about Discord? Oh, Miko says, Ego loved the Cebu and Makati lifestyle. Danang is not the same, but is better than a bolo to the head. The wife had him on the run a while back, and I believe it seriously shook him up. Yeah, from what he said on Facebook, Big E, there was something definitely going on between him and the missus. I don't know which missus, but I suppose the original missus. Oh yeah, it had to do with financial. It absolutely did. I saw it. I saw that. Someone sent me the link to his Facebook at the time, and I seen it. I've seen it. So yeah, he had some big problems with the old lady. And he had to remedy that problem one way or the other. Now they're all friendly. They must have come to a amicable solution to the problem. What do you think? Right, Patty. Who cares who's taller? That's the point. The original missus. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Right. What does it matter? It really doesn't. People have seen Barry before on videos, this, that. They know how tall he is. They saw him at TJIF, and boy, the comments came through on Ricky's Live. Boy, they were coming through. They said they couldn't believe Barry was that small. He was a little gremlin. I got up off the table and I approached. You could see how tall I was coming. I'm not a tall man. Oh, here's Don was saying. Don is now calling me that I'm at the borderline of dwarfism. No, Barry would be on the borderline of dwarfism. 5 foot tall, whatever, 4'8", whatever he is. No, I wouldn't call, like 5'7". I wouldn't call that a dwarf, Don. Dwarfism? Now I'm a dwarf. You're a dweeb. And now I'm a dwarf now. Now I've been reduced even less than my size. Now, folks, I'm a dwarf. Now I'm a dwarf. Does it get any better than this? He still won't risk the wrath of her family Ego is clever. He knows it's not worth the risk. Yeah, I suppose so, because that happened to him once before, if you remember. He talked about some chick took advantage of him, took all his money prior to that particular wife, some other wife. I don't know how many he had. I don't know. His wallet goes a long way, very long way. Oh, of course. The tea. Got to show you the tea. Miko says he plays up Vietnam, trying to convince himself it's better than PI. No, it's not. I've heard a lot of things about Vietnam, these places. There's got to be a reason why he doesn't want to stay in PI. There's always a reason behind something. I wouldn't want to live in Vietnam. Fucking communist country. Nah. He'll go to Thailand, go to Vietnam. What is he running away from? I don't know. All these people are running away from something. Brevis ran away from California because he was afraid of staying in California because he had gangs after him and his family and everything. They're all running away from something. Barry ran away from the United States for his child support and bench warrants and all shit like that, and probably other people wanted to kick his ass. They're all coming here for a reason, but never really the right reason. Never really the right reason. Then they fuck up in the Philippines, then they want to get out. Barry wants to get out desperately, to go back home to Alabama. Brevis will not go back to California. He knows that's a death sentence to him over there, probably. Not only did he have to have a TRO, a protective order put against these people for himself, but he had to do it for his whole family. I don't know what exactly he did. I have an idea, but I don't know exactly what he did. But man, that made him run to the Philippines. And why he ran to the Philippines is because, well, he's been following stuff in the Philippines. He followed me since day one. So he figured the Philippines was the place to be. Da Nang doesn't have the eateries of Cebu and Makati. Philippines suited his lifestyle to a T. I think it did. Miko says, I guarantee Big E be back in PI if it's safe for him. I don't know everything these people have done, but there's always something behind the scene. You know that, I know that. There's always something going on. There's always something going on. There's always a reason and rhyme why these people do anything that they do, why they're here. Mine was just pretty clear, okay? Had to do with a woman. I made visits here. Of course I did. I have a 9-year relationship with my girlfriend, but it goes beyond 9 years because I was visiting, as a tourist, in the Philippines prior. But people can't seem to live, like a stable life, settle down in one spot. And it's good for the kids. It's healthy for the kids to do that. People on my show mentioned that before. They feel sorry for the kids because they're being shoved around from one country to another, back and forth to suit daddy's needs. Or dastardly deeds or needs or whatever, running away from this, running away from that. Maybe all these women are demanding money from him. Maybe he owes them money. Maybe he did something so dastardly that these chicks are all after him and he's got to keep on the move all the time. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but some of that could be true. They all got something to hide. Let's get back to Dandy Don. He refuses to be wrong. Do you know all the things that Don tried on me? You guys are not really familiar. It goes back even to Nika in a wheelchair, when he tried to fuck me over because I proved him wrong so many times. Don has eaten many plates of crow for me along with other people. Don does not like being wrong. He does not like being wrong because he figures that he's so intelligent and he's into AI and everything else that he can't be wrong. Well, yes, you can be wrong, Don. You've been wrong about everything about me. Everything. And I do mean everything. I'm not some speed demon, man. I'm not a demon on wheels. I'm a nice family man, Don. I'm a nice family man. That's what I am. I'm grounded. I'm in a long-term relationship, and I'm not embarrassed to talk about my partner. You never talk about yours. What do you got to hide? And why do you spend more time talking about me or tracking me down or stalking me than you do with your own wife? There's got to be something wrong with this. Is she your wife, or, is she your indentured servant, or is she, your yaya? What is she? Get your yayas out. Wasn't that a Stone song? Get your yayas out. Okay. He's obsessed. Face the fact, I am taller than Barry. Why is it such a big issue? And Jay is about the size of Barry. He's another, as you would call it, Don, a dwarf. At 5'7"-ish, you're not a dwarf. Well, if I'm a dwarf at my height, then I guess you're going to say that, all Filipinos are dwarfs too. So anybody that's not your height is a dwarf. Is that what you're basically saying? You're insulting everybody like you normally do. You're Filipina. I don't think I have seen a picture once or twice. She's not tall, so you're going to call her a dwarf? Say, hey, honey, come here, dwarf. Come here, dwarf. You're a dwarf, honey. You get up in the morning instead of a kiss saying, you're a dwarf. Then she'll turn around and say, well, you're a dweeb. Because as I don't care who you are, where you are. Denying is okay, but just for a few weeks, but not long term. Yeah. Shit. Vietnam. They were killing it. They were killing Americans once. Same as I won't go to Japan. They were killing Americans. Vietnamese were killing Americans. Then we go there and we suck up to them. Like America sucked up to the Japanese. The Japanese basically own Hawaii. They own a lot of industry. They come over to Pearl Harbor, bomb the shit out of Pearl Harbor. Bomb the shit out of Pearl Harbor. Now we're buddies with them. Why? Because industry. Because there's money involved. How many innocent people have died? But then again, we got even. As humans usually do. They got the bomb out. They bombed the shit out of Japan. And what wound up happening? It's like one of these situations, like Barry winds up in Bickerton after all, when, maybe at the time you didn't think it was going to happen, unless the judge actually sentenced him, right? But he wound up in Bickerton after all. But the same thing here. It's like we bombed the shit out of Japan. Now Japan owns America now. They certainly own Hawaii. They own America, their industry, everything, technology. They own America now. They took over America. Isn't that funny? You bomb the shit out of somebody, kill all their people. The ultimate revenge. They now own America. Isn't that something, how that shit works? Patty says, he said he would get off YouTube if you explained Drew, whatever her name is. Drew's a man, Drew Norty, who's known as Brevis. He said he would get off YouTube if I explained Drew, whatever her name is. Huh? Not really totally understand what you're trying to say, but okay. Isn't it funny how all this shit works out? The mud pies that have been thrown at me, but man, did they get thrown back at every single one of these people, excluding nobody. I mean, and it's not a sleight of hand or anything like that. It's just the way things turned out. But Don hates being wrong, though. He's got a real problem with being made wrong. He tried with Nika, the wheelchair girl, to get a case on me, but the judge says he ain't got shit, Jack. He tried everything, throwing the kitchen sink at me. Still hasn't worked. I suggest to Dandy Don, pay attention to your lovely wife and the wonderful life that you supposedly have in Thailand, which I'm questioning, because if you really had a wonderful life in Thailand, Don, you wouldn't spend so much time on YouTube and waiting for me to put a show on or a live stream or something just so you could attack me. That's obsessive. And then when you went to the length of utilizing, as you said, your AI skills and training to try to, prove that Barry is taller than me, that was the icing on the cake, Donnie. Let's see the juxtaposition of this and add my AI calculations to the factor of 3 and minus what the fuck? What the fuck? Dude, come on now. Oh, Patty Shabazz, he said that he would get off YouTube if you explained Drew, whatever her name, Drew Barrymore. Don, you believe too much, you hear. You believe too much, you hear. See, I could play the same game, Don. No, I never met Drew Barrymore. You fool. I never met Drew Barrymore. I would have liked to. I never met Drew Barrymore. There you go. I never met her. You were baited, Don. You were baited. I think she could be a pretty good actress. And she played very well in the Grey Gardens movie, but no, I never met Drew Barrymore. That was for you, Don. And you bit the hook. You bit the hook. You took the bait. Nah, I met a few people in my life, but I never met Drew Barrymore. No, I was never on a set either. I never said I was on a set. And that was in Toronto, by the way, for the Grey Gardens movie. That was in Toronto. I never even been to Toronto. The only places in Canada I've been is British Columbia. I've been to Vancouver, and I've been to, what's the other fucking place? Victoria. That's the only place in Canada I have ever been. Never even been to Toronto on a set. Don was never there. Boy, did he get upset when I produced a letter from School of Visual Arts saying that I do indeed have a degree. Boy, he fell apart with that. He had to try to rip that apart. He just doesn't want to see me being right at all. You got a complex. You got something going on there, Don. Take care of it, man. He's so obsessed with me that, he hangs on every word of mine. Well, some other trolls do too. But right now we're talking about Donnie Boy, Don Crawford. Don, your teeth really are yellow. They really are. Try brushing it. All the money you have and supposed good life, you mean to tell me you can't maybe go to a dentist and have them cleaned up a little bit and whitened? You can't do that? It's like crazy. These people are all fucking crazy. Like Ricky, with all his money, supposedly $8,500 a month, he can't go to a dentist and have some work done so he can get rid of that space between his teeth. Come on, guys. You see what I'm talking about? There's another character here. I'm not going to mention his name for legal purposes. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say who his girlfriend is. But he has a girlfriend that has bigger buck teeth than most donkeys. And he ain't got the money to help her out with braces or something to straighten out her teeth. We're not going to mention no names on here. Let's keep it legal. So I want you guys to keep it legal too. No names. You know somebody on here who has a girlfriend has the biggest overbiting buck teeth you've ever seen on here. It looks like a caricature from a cartoon, in fact. With all his money, why can't he help the gal out and get them kind of taken care of? Why? See what I mean? Miko says if police and PI had gotten hold of Ego upon the missus contacting him, it would maybe have left him incarcerated with pending court cases by the wife. But the big man got out in time like Speedy Gonzales. Oh, like when he ran off to Vietnam? With one of his harem members? Oh, man. The world is... And these people are folly. But you gotta love it, though, because I love proving them wrong. Like I always said, I don't really have to prove myself to anybody. But look, if I get enjoyment out of doing it, then God bless me. You know what I mean? Have your God bless me. You know that old saying, hire the handicap. They're fun to watch. I'm on a roll today. I'm on a roll this morning. They all make claims of greatness. Every one of them makes claims of greatness. But is that true? Are they great people? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any demonstration of any one of these trolls being great. The high roaders, which I coined the phrase, by the way. The high roaders. Well, if it has to do with a woman, they'll spend their money, the high roaders. That's what they'll do. I mean, pussy is pussy, you know what I'm saying? Got to be chivalrous, practice chivalry. But meanwhile, we got a guy named Barry Lee Jordan who's in a sweltering situation in a disgusting prison detention center, one of the worst of the few in the Philippines, other than, what is it, Bilibad or something, Bilibad. Horrible place. But he's not helping him because he doesn't want to see Kuya Frank make 250,000 pesos. But he'll help the girlfriend out because, well, she's a woman. And he has to show how chivalrous he is. That's what he does. That's why he's got a harem. Miko says that's one of the big disadvantages of being a millionaire like the big man. We don't know if he's a millionaire. We don't know that. But anyway, disadvantage of being a millionaire like the big man, there's always predators in long grass. Money can bring on a lot of hassle and worries too. Yeah, well, you'd be correct on that. Miko, Patty says, Miko, correct. Yeah, I heard him say he makes over 300,000 a year. I question that. Because I brought up something that in the industry that he was in, that he's shortchanged by, not basing his business in America, that they can make a hell of a lot more money than that. As far as him making 300,000 a year, I'm kind of doubting that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the guy don't have any money. He's able to travel places, do this and do that, live in nice places. Yeah, he's got something. But making 300,000 a year, I don't know about that. Who knows? Maybe he does. But most of his money's going out on the women. When he gets fucked over by these women eventually, it's all going out to them. Because, some of, if any properties, things he might own, might be, of course, in Philippines, it's not going to be under his name, that's going to be under the woman's names. He's got to be very nice to them. He's got to be very nice and respectful to them. Because it happened to him once before. He lost all his money to another Filipino in the past. that he had this incident with his present woman, and you heard it on Facebook, and boy, he was downing her, calling her, saying, I'm an ATM machine, trying to get my money and all that. Well, you all seen it, most of you did, right? Am I lying or crying? What am I doing here? Am I? Am I really? No, I'm not, man. No, I'm not. I'm not lying. It all comes out in a wash. I always say that. Proves me right all the time. Do you know how many different things people have tried with me through the years? It just didn't work. Because the truth always prevails. That's what we got 31 in here. The truth always prevails. It always does. It always comes out in a wash. And you hear me say that a lot, but it's true. Given time and even effort, even without effort, the truth always comes out. Just like all that waste in your body's got to come out somewhere into your toilet. Everything comes out after a while because it has to. And the shit that they fucking throw out of their own mouths, the bullshit that comes out of their mouth, shit, they don't need an enema. They just do it naturally. Miko says, when I heard Ego boasting about how much he earns yesterday, it showed me he's a very boastful and materialistic person. Yes, he is. Money don't solve all problems. It sure helps to have a lot of money in different situations, certainly does. In an economy that's very strained right now, it's good to have some money. I'll be the first to say that, but money does not give you a good relationship. Oh yeah, money's going to buy you companionship. It's all in his mind, They think all these women revere him. No, it's the fucking carrot thing with the donkey, man. You hold that wallet in front of that ass. The ass holds the carrot, right? Holds the carrot in front of the ass, okay, which is, a wallet, a thick wallet. And, the donkey is going to follow that wallet. Isn't that what it really comes down to? Of course it is. We see it. If we see it, then, it must be true. Like I always say, eat shit, 100,000 flies can't be wrong. If flies are eating shit, there must be something with that shit that's very palatable for them. So they're going to go for that shit. How could flies be wrong about shit if they're all eating it? Same shit. He tried to belittle me. Oh, Miko says he tried to be belittled, making a short that he was on first class, of course, first class, on a plane while back. It just summed up what type of person he is. They do it all on their own, Miko. And that's the beauty of all this. They do it all on their own. We just sit back and listen to this shit or watch it, whatever. They're all lying about everything. But poor Barry is in a sweltering detention center, one of the worst in the Philippines, sweating his ass off, bathing in urine, disease everywhere, all around him, dangerous people, horrible meals being served, which is part of meals that he don't even like because he does not like rice, especially soggy rice, the way they serve it, and fish, and certain vegetables. He's in pure misery. He's in pure misery. Not that he don't deserve it, but I'm just saying. But the High Road Club won't help him out. They won't help him out for two reasons, like I said. Because if they help him out, that means money goes in my pocket. And the big ego and the high roaders don't want to see money go in my pocket. 250 G's, my friends. That's a good chunk of money. 250 G's. I could do a lot with 250 G's. They don't want me to have it. But at the same time, they're willing to let this poor man in a sweltering, horrible, unhealthy environment suffer. That's the kind of people they are. Oh, but wait a minute, when it comes to his girlfriend, that's a different story. We'll help her out. Indoctrinate her as one of my harem members, perhaps. Whatever their plan is. Whatever the plan is. She's got something that Barry don't have. Barry supposedly has a three-piece set, I mean, as far as I know. But, she don't. Well, I don't even know that either. I don't even know that either. It's pure speculation. I'm sure she doesn't have anything like that. I'm not even sure of that. I don't know. I've never been down there to find out. But I'm sure she's a lovely, wonderful woman, very well endowed. She's the pick of the litter for sure. For sure. I understand why Barry's attracted to her. I mean, who can't see that? You got to be blind not to see what a winner she is. That's why I think she should use her charm to find a man that could truly take care of her because she deserves it. She deserves it. A man with a future. Where there's going to be a future. I mean, a real future. It's a losing proposition between them two. It's a total losing proposition. Hello, easy money. I only have one wife, no others want it. There you go. It's all you need. One's enough, thank you. Hello, Hugo. Good morning to you, sir. So many rich multimillionaires here. Ego, Drew, Jay, Fisher. Between them, they can't raise 5,000 USA. Fake YouTube clowns. Gosh. Just get the boy out of there. Forget about the money he owes me, guys. If you really care about Shaw, which is Barry's girlfriend by name, if you really cared about her, she wants one thing, gentlemen. She wants to get her pseudo-boyfriend out of a horrible living situation. 2 years was bad enough in the detention center in Mandawi, though he had all the amenities there that anyone could want. But this is a different story, gentlemen. This is different. It's a horrible place. He's suffering immensely. Immensely. Help the boy out. Free Barry J. Free Barry J. Free Barry J. Free Barry J. Show what good hearts you have. Stop pretending how righteous you guys are all the time. Free Barry J. Free Barry J. Get the boy home to his mammy and the eggs and hammy. Get him out of there. Miko says, there is no decency in ego. Greedy man with life of self-gratification and debauchery. Well, I can't argue with that, really. Hugo says, ego thinks he is Musk by impregnating many different women. Shaw is next on his list. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I have no idea. But if the person has a vagina, Big E is all in for it. Chivalry all of a sudden comes about. Miko says to Hugo, Hugo, you're not far from the mark there. Hugo says, ego was a trust fund, baby. He could have been. You know something? I'm not saying that Ego is not intelligent. He's an intelligent man. I think he is. But he uses his intelligence in such an bizarre way. You can't run a harem and expect not to go broke. You can't balance X amount of women in your life at the same time. And in fact, as bizarre a world as it sounds to have his mistress and his wife live together with him, and his mistress wind up having a baby from him. What a horror story. He can't be in control of his life as he tries to make people believe if all this happened to him. How many kids does he have and from how many mothers? Or I don't know. You think that sounds like somebody who's got their life under control? Sorry. Uh-uh. No. No, 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 no. Ego's a very clever man. I think you meant that in jest. He's not that clever. If he's got himself into all these problems, demands of money from women and stuff, if he didn't cooperate, he always has to settle things amicably. Then everything's fine again. They're all happy. But then if you think any properties he has to be under a Filipino's name because it can't be under his name. He's got to be good to them because it's so easy, which somebody did it to him already that he admitted in the past, someone took advantage and took all his money. He can't be that smart. That his present wife, whatever was going on, you remember on Facebook, just fact, not fiction, just fact. I read what he said. I wish I would have kept it, but everybody's seen that, or most people have. If you haven't, and he was coming down on her really bad. I mean, really bad, really bad. I read it. It's not like I didn't read it. I did. I seen it. Somebody shared that Facebook. So his life ain't perfect after all, is it? And he has the nerve to down me all the time. What's there to down? I'm living the life I want to live. What's there to down? I'm one partner. That's it. One. I don't need more than one. One partner. And we're grounded. I have a house. One. We both live in the same house. Okay. We've been together over 9 years. Okay. We're happy. I don't feel the need to put a harem together, although it would be easy to do out here in the Philippines. But that's not what I'm into. I'm not trying to prove my prowess as a man. I prove it already to my girlfriend, my prowess as a man, and she's happy with it. And vice versa. I don't have to prove anything to anyone, but I get enjoyment doing that, though, sometimes. Barry's taller than me. Here we go, And he got into his AI thing. You heard Don in Don's situation. You heard Don. These people are fucking out of their fucking minds. They're so obsessed with me. I'm not sure whether to be flattered or scared. Because this obsession, it's pretty wild shit, man. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I mean, it's like the obsessiveness. Now, it's different between me and Barry. I had a court case going on. This was some heavy-duty shit going on. You couldn't help talking about it. This was some big shit that went on for a long time. It's hard. It was hard not to talk about it. Good excuse, but there's no excuse for these people. But, I believe everybody has some good in them. Maybe not Barry, but I think everybody has some good in them. They should practice the good and follow through with that. Stop being obsessed with somebody else's life and let me find so many ways I can destroy somebody's life because they don't agree with, the philosophy of that person, and because you hurt their feelings or something by telling the truth about them and they just got very defensive and then became offensive. That's exactly what's been going on, man. Nothing more or less. They're getting defensive and then offensive. They're trying to prove a point. Trying to prove what? Are you trying to tell me that I'm not happy in my life? You trying to tell me I'm a dwarf? That was the newest one, guys. We just tuned in. Now, Don's saying I suffer from dwarfism. Is that the best one yet? Dwarfism? Go look up the height of a dwarf. Please, go to Google. Go to Google. Go look up what is the height of a dwarf. So, I'm a little bit less than 5'7", which is not tall, but it's not embarrassingly short, not at all. A lot of Filipinos are a lot smaller than me. So you're going to go attack all the Filipinos too? And the Filipinos? Because a lot of them are short by nature. So you're going to tell me that all these Filipinos are short? I mean, they're dwarfs? Is that what you're trying to say? Because if you're calling me a dwarf, let's just round it off and say 5'7". If you're going to call me a dwarf at 5'7", there are millions of Filipinos that are way below 5'7". So you're going to label them as dwarfs too. Is that what you're going to do? And not just the Philippines, it's people all over the world. Just because he suffers from gigantism doesn't mean the rest of the world is dwarfs. He's like, what, 6'8", 6'9", or something? That's not the norm. That's not the norm. So he looks down from his ivy tower at people that are shorter than him. Not everybody is 6'8", 6'9", 6'10". That's not the norm. You're abnormal, actually. Yes, that's not normal height for humans. And you will suffer the consequences of being that tall, too. I know you are. I know you're having joint problems. You're eventually going to have heart problems. I'll guarantee it. I'll guarantee it. So I'm a dwarf now. Really. I guess my girlfriend's a dwarf. A lot of her children are all dwarfs. Go tell them. Go tell everybody that they're dwarfs, Biggie. And Don C. When Don C's the one with the dwarfism thing, he came up with this brilliant idea using his AI, trying to create the impossible to make Barry taller than me. Well, your AI may work for something, buddy, but it's not going to change the physicality of somebody. You can't make Barry suddenly tall. Oh, what did he also say? Well, I examined this and that in the juxtaposition of it. And Barry, if you notice in the picture, he was leaned over this way. That could account for a couple of inches of height and the way his body was positioned. And, oh, give it up, Don. Stop it. You're wrong, Don. Let's see. Also, he seems to have links with Israel. He regularly visits Tel Aviv. Maybe he's got some girlfriends out there, too. He travels a lot. Who knows? A woman in every port. A chicken in every pot. 2 cars in every garage, you know. I think he parks his car, if you know what I'm saying. Too many places, which is going to get his ass in trouble. Look how many babies he's got now. Does that tell you something? Hey, look, this is just fact. I don't make this shit up, because then I would be a true liar. There's nothing I said on here so far in my show that is not the truth. There is nothing. And my audience agrees with me. You know, as I said, 100,000 eat shit, 100,000 flies can't be wrong. So if the consensus of opinion is all alike, then it must be true. The preponderance of the evidence does gear toward that. Yes. It's a prima facie case is what it is. Look up prima facie. It's Italian, actually. As it pertains legally, it still pretty much means that there was enough evidence to prove a situation to be what it is, to go to court or as proof of anything, prima facie. You might say prima facie, whatever, one way or the other. Oh, I don't know about this stuff, you know. I'm a lot more learned than they think I am. The fact that I could talk so clearly, so eloquently, with one ear, a bum ear, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Yes, I am amazing. I know I'm amazing. Good morning, Princess Anne. Miko says, we never hear of Ego's family in California. That's the big question. No, we don't. No, we don't. Never talks anything about his parents or, you know, puts a good word in for the wonderful parents he has and wonderful family in California. No, he doesn't. You're right. I've had that observation too. They're all running away from something. That's why they came to Asia. Let's face it. We all came to Asia for a reason. Some may have more diverse reasons why they came here, but they all came because they were running away from. I was running away. I was running away from American life. I hated the way America turned out to be, or United States. And I was running towards something, unlike many other. I was running towards something, not away. I had a special woman I wanted to be with, and I decided I would, and I am. It's been over 9 years. Same woman. I don't need a harem. I didn't have to flash money in front of her to get her. That never happened. She never asked me for a dime, never even asked me what I did for a living, anything. And would she cared if I picked up condoms, as I say I did on my job? She wouldn't give a shit. She would say, any job is an honest job. I got to respect you for that. That's what she would say. That's the way she is. So I picked up condoms for a living. Okay. I don't know, in horticulture they have condoms. I don't know if the warehouse they sell condoms. I don't know if planting trees involve condoms. Mowing, condoms. Aerating, condoms. Pressure washing, condoms. Manual labor, condoms. All condoms. I guess that's what I did. But if my job was picking up condoms, it got me a house in Seattle, a very nice house. I guess picking up those condoms paid off, didn't it? Realistically, folks, I would never even touch a condom. I'd leave it for the next person on the next shift. I would never even pressure wash a CR, an outdoor CR. Nope. See, they pulled that shit on me many times. There are certain things in the bathroom I won't talk about that they left for me because they didn't want to do it. And I said, screw that shit. You're doing it on your next shift. I ain't touching that. No, I wore a lot of hats. I did a lot of stuff for the Parks Department, actually. It was a good job. Attending to the comfort stations, which you call them, in the parks, it was a gravy job, man. It was a gravy job. My own truck. I was on my own most of the time. Listen to Howard Stern on the radio at the time, and or whatever. You know, if I had to stop off somewhere to get something to drink, I'd stop off right in the middle of my shift. You know, if I want to stop at a bank, I went to the bank and whatever. You know, I had a lot of, frivolities on this job. And when I wanted to take a vacation, most people have to put in a couple of weeks or a month or something. All I did was, hey, I'm going to be, taking a vacation to Hawaii within, not even 2 days notice. And I never had a problem. Never had a problem using my sick leave. You know how many times I went to Hawaii on vacation when I lived in the Seattle area? Numerous, many, many, many times. And they let me go. There was no big hassle. But okay, we'll get somebody to replace you on your route. No big deal. There's no big deal. I either used my sick leave or the other gathered hours I did, and vacation or sick leave. Do you realize it was like sometimes 2 or 3 times a year I went to Hawaii while I worked for the Parks Department? You never hear that. A lot of people in their jobs are lucky to have one vacation a year. I had a gravy job. They make fun of it, but if Popeye could work for the Pox department, and so can I. And I benefited. I bought a house working for the Pox department for all that condom pickups. A bona fide, nice little 3-bedroom home. Cozy little area, nice neighborhood on a cul-de-sac, and very nice. Evergreen trees everywhere. Nice neighbors. I guess if picking up condoms could get you that, then I did very well. In fact, they laugh about the bankruptcies. Yeah, I had them. It was an American right. And I utilized my right as American to regroup, and I did. Every single time. I bought a house within a year of claiming a bankruptcy in that year. I bought a house. How do you do that? Because I put my foot down, I put the boots to the ground, and I cleaned my act up. Situations and circumstances happen where sometimes you may have to do a bankruptcy because you need to regroup. Big organizations, big corporations do it all the time to regroup. So why can't I? It's supposed to be a shameful thing to have a bankruptcy or 2 or 3 or whatever. No, it's an American right. It's an American right, and I took advantage of an American right. But then I, got my shit together. Boots on the ground. Bought a house from being under bankruptcy within less than a year. How do you do that? Only I can do that. When I divorced my wife, who got the kid? I did. When does a man these days ever get custody of their child? Nevertheless, being a female child, you hardly ever hear that. Not only did I get custody of my daughter when I divorced my wife, she was paying me child support, and you never hear that. You don't ever hear that. It's very rare. Oh my goodness. Frisbee should have stuck to flipping waffles and lived in a trailer park. Yeah. Oh, did they? Miko, they tried to belittle my jobs? Well, I just covered that. Belittle it all you want. It got me where I am today. Belittle my job. I had a home in Seattle, which led to having a home in Hawaii, of all places. How many people get to do that? Come on. Spit it out. How many people on here have a home in Hawaii ever did? I did. Had a home in prestigious Seattle. Had a home in prestigious Hawaii. From picking up condoms. That's what I did. I picked up condoms, they said. Well, that's what I did. I did a pretty good job of picking those condoms up. It afforded me a house in Seattle, even with a bankruptcy. Imagine that. Where your credit's supposed to be totally destroyed. But I put my boots on the ground. Got my credit up. Less than a year. Usually takes a lot more than that. And it could take 10 years to get a bankruptcy off your record. But I bought a house in Seattle, North Seattle. How did I do that? How? But I did. And eventually led me to buying 2 acres in the island of Hawaii. 2 acres of land that I got for a bargain. Then I built a house on that 2 acres. Lived in there for about almost 15 years. Got to live in Hawaii for 15 years. 15 years. How many people have done that? I'm starting to blush here now. I'm really starting to blush. But yet they attack me. Green-eyed monsters. But even the ones that have all this money or claim that they do, they can't even stay in one spot. They can't ground themselves. They're always running away from something. I'm not running from any. I'm right here. And if anybody wants to come and take me away, they're going to come and take me away. I'm right here. I'm not running. I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. And if something like that ever happened, I'll handle it like I handle everything else in my life. Bottom line. I know what I'm doing. I'm a lot more intelligent than people think I am. But I love proving them wrong. And that's why they're so mad. You want to know why they're against me? Because I've proven every one of those goobers, I proved them all wrong. Every single one of them. Bar none. Princess Anne says, Wilson, Big E is my next file case reason. Anti-photo and video voyeurism act Big E and Robert as Popeye. So you going to file a case on them, Princess Anne? Let us know how that works. Let us know. Keep us abreast. Nothing sexual about abreast, but that's a word. Keep us abreast. Keep us informed is what I'm trying to say. I got to be legal on here, or else they're going to start putting a case on me talking about their breasts. See how that works, folks? Let me see your little wound here. Oh, what do you got? Okay. Good morning there, Ginger, you beautiful little girl. You beautiful girl. God, it's been such an experience being on YouTube all these years. Hello, gorgeous. Oh, you got me on camera there. Uh-oh. Hello. Hello. Who are you talking to? Sisters? Sisters. Hello, sisters. Hello, my family. My family. Hello, sister. Hi, she says. Good morning to you, sweetheart. How you doing today?
We are very busy for breakfast.
You're very busy for breakfast, huh?
Yeah, feeding mama.
Oh, you're feeding mama. Okay. She's going to want some cake. Be careful. Yeah, you know that. All right. It's family. It's family. Just, there's no question. We don't lie about nothing here. Oh, Frank's family. Am I sending the family money? Am I doing that? I'm not sending them anything. It's family. Family is important. They love me. They all love me. They all love me. Everyone. I mean, what's not to love? I'm a decent guy. I take very good care of their family member that you know is Gilda. We love each other. We care for each other. We caretake each other. Listen to that bird. Wait a minute. Wow, it sounds like I'm in the jungle of Borneo here. Might as well be. Wow. Which bird is doing that? What kind of bird is that, George? I don't know, Jerry. Sounds like you're in the middle of a jungle. What is that? Wow, listen to that bird. Anybody know what that is? Princess Anne, you're right, host. Family is important. Yes, it is. And she said, hi, Gilda. Okay. Oh, my dog. Everybody's cute around here. Listen to that bird. Listen to that bird. Wow. But where is that bird? I can't see where it is. It's pretty close. It's got to be in the tree right above me here, the big tree here. It's got to be up here. Wow, it's like you see in a jungle movie, you know? With those birds going off like that, that's a typical sound. Oh, that is cool. And we're still 29 strong. You know, like I tell people, man, I just tell it like it is. You want to criticize me and this and that. Well, you don't have to because, you don't have to listen to my show. But you're always there. Remember, I'm here because you're there. And what if I wasn't? Death or voluntarily taking myself off YouTube or getting knocked off? I wish somebody would strike me out, please, because I will not come back on again. But then that would not benefit you, would it? It would not benefit the trolls. All the horrible things they say about me. I'm none of the above. To know me is to love me, or to at least like me. I'm a very cordial guy. I'm very sociable when I want to be. I'm just trying to live my life out here like anybody else. But, they want to throw a wrench in my machinery. Well, I have wrenches to throw too. I got giant-sized wrenches if I want to take them out. And I have. Who's sitting in Bickerton right now? Okay, well, I have other wrenches too to make sure I don't wind up in a place like that. It doesn't stop here. The buck don't stop here. And the intellect doesn't stop here. And the facts don't stop here. And the grit and the sweat and the sharp teeth and sharp claws does not stop here. I'll guarantee you it. You want to see an old man, a frail old man fight? Oh, believe me. I am doing it right now. And it might not have a good outcome for the other party. Just might not. Might not. It might not be advantageous. Yeah, that's pretty close. The birds. Yeah, family. It's the family. Family is important. So if you're married, don't hide your wife. You don't have to put her on camera, but come on and say something nice about your wife. Me and my wife, we went to this park today. I don't hide that I have a family. I don't hide my love for my special person. I yell it out on a megaphone if I have to. I love this woman and she loves me. I'm not going to hide it. What are you hiding? What are you hiding? Nothing. I got a wonderful, beautiful family. They're all very smart. They're intelligent. The kids, even in high school and junior, they're winning scholarships. Got a lovely lady in the other room who's a CPR, gets to travel. The other ones are doing real good. One's going to be a lawyer. One's going to be an engineer. My God, they're doing so well. A very well-adjusted family. Sid, hello, Sid. Sid the Hat Rack. Bummer is paying. I suppose so. I suppose he is. Oh, well, like you didn't expect all this shit to happen. But the turn of events, the way it happened, was very interesting because, like I said, when I wanted to continue the trial all the way to the end and let's just the judge sentence him. Well, I also realized, people think I'm so stupid, that it could have gone either way. Now, me and my attorneys, plural, have discussed this. They even said, chances are that he's going to be sentenced and go to prison. But they said, we can't guarantee you that. So they said, you have a choice to make. If you allow him to just plead guilty, only this time under a lawyer, and do it the right way. He didn't do it the right way to begin with. He just came out in the middle of a thing on camera. Your Honor, I plead guilty. All right, give me my fine now, ready to go home. No, it didn't work that way. No, it didn't work that way. You had to do it officially. So as I said, a little shy of 2 weeks before that last trial, we talked about it. And then within 2 hours before the actual trial, 2 hours, mind you. 2 hours. Okay. It was the assistant, the other lawyer at the firm, a very nice gentleman, very learned, who works for the firm, who was actually representing me on that trial thing because the other lawyer, my main lawyer, okay, he was home or was going to do some other legal stuff going on. So we had to communicate by text. It was on, his name is Sunday. Yeah, believe it or not, Sunday. Sunday had to, on his phone, go back and forth with my main lawyer, and we just ran this shit by. Then we said, let his lawyer make the guilty plea for him. Okay. Therefore, the judge can then do his conviction. Because when you plead guilty, you are convicted. You're convicted. That's it. You're convicted. And I could have played this out and spent more money and let this thing drag out and then hope that the judge would come up with a good decision of putting his ass in prison as a formal sentence. But we didn't need to do that, because him admitting that he was guilty automatically had to have him abide by what was in the original affidavit and what the lawyer, what they call pray for. They would say, we pray for this, that each count is going to be 50,000 pesos, each count. That also the judge came in and imposed their penalties on him too, which was again 50,000 per count, amounting to 500,000 pesos. And not to include, of course, all the immigration fees he owns, all that. And then on top of it, as faith took place in karma, they were going to do renovation. And they had to put him somewhere. He wound up in Bikitan after all. After all that, he thought that he was going to be free. Boom, 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 boom. Off his way to Alabama with the proverbial banjo on his knee. But it didn't happen that way. No, it didn't happen that way. He got imposed these fines. He was officially convicted. That's called a conviction. When you plead guilty on a trial, that is a conviction, my friends. It is a conviction. And as such, you will never, ever be able to come into this country ever, 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 ever again. So who won? I beg to differ. And I don't like begging. Sid says it's just karma. It certainly is. With that being said, I got to get off here. Popeye, are you recording me? Am I doing it? Popeye's been, I don't know what's going on with him. He don't know what to talk about anymore he don't like the word soliloquy. He calls it a monologue after my simulcast. Past few days or so, he hasn't been simulcasting me. Are you okay, Robert? Is everything fine at the Ponderosa there? Are you okay? You sure? Is he simulcasting me right now? Because I don't know. I didn't go check. I'm on a phone. I'm on a live show. But we'd be more than happy to hear your monologue. Of course, Don will jump on that, of course. Don, you don't have it all, Don. And what you try to impress us with all the time is quite embarrassing, because you always make a fool of yourself. See, this is what triggers these people. You know what triggers them? Do you know why they're so against me? Because they figure they can dish it out, but they can't take it when it's dished out back to them. God, the crows, the plate of crows I have served. Oh my God. How many? How many plates of crow? I don't got that much dishware, And geez, the damn crows, man, they're becoming extinct. There you go. How many plates do I have to serve? You know something? No matter what happens to me, and I mean whatever, I will go down in history as saying I've served so many plates of crow that I lost track. Oh my God. Sometimes it's just too easy. Oh, I wish I would have shut my mouth. Look at the situation I'm in now. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Look at the situation I'm in now. You're on a hot plate, dude. You're on a hot plate. I'm still living better than you. I don't have to pay any rent. I don't have to pay any electricity. Look at me. Look at my eyes. There's nobody home. There sure isn't. It's like Drew. Look at his eyes. There is nobody home. Princess says Big Wallet is number support the wheelchair lady. Big Wallet. Renovate the house and everything. They meet. He let to stay in condo. So it said. Hi, I'm Barry J. I'm not cocky. I fooled you all. I like my accommodations in Mandawi. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Free rent, free electricity. I got you all. I get conjugal visits. I get to drink my booze. Who's got it better than me? Well, wait a minute. Where are you now? What do you mean? Where are you now? I'm in Bigotton detention. Oh, how do you like it so far? Hey, it's a better place than I've ever been. It's better than the detention center in Mandawi. Tell me all about it. Is it hot and sweltering here? Yeah, but I'm a big boy. I can take care of myself all my life. I've been fucking people over, and I got away with it. Well, did you really get away with it, Barry? According to how you look at it, 2 years in detention. And now, of all places, you're in Bigotton. The biggest fear of your life was to go in Bigotton. Ha! I'm a streetwise person. I know how to take care of myself. Oh, boy, I'll tell you. Keeping humor going is really important, you know. Because this is all so absolute. Humorous. It's so humorous. It all is. It all is. Then we got the big dog. We got Big E. He put himself on many plates. I'm the love doctor. The love doctor. I got a harem. How much money did I have to put out all these years? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Especially that first lady nearly cleaned me out. Then I had a problem with the missus. We had to settle this amicably, but that's why they call me the Big Wallet. Oh, gosh. Okay, I got to end this somewhere, guys. Because I truthfully haven't even eaten breakfast. I don't even know what I'm eating. I don't know if I really feel like I want to have any oatmeal. I don't know. I don't want any eggs. So what is there? I don't know. I'm not a supermarket here. I'm not a supermarket. I don't got a supermarket supply with it. I'll tell you what I could have, though. It's not oatmeal, but it's muesli. Yeah, I think I'm going to have that. It's just poured in a bowl, a little almond milk, and I'm good to go. And, of course, I'll add a little cinnamon to that, of course. Come on, guys. You know me. So let's get out that bowl. No broccoli this morning. No broccoli. But let's get this puppy going here. Let's get this puppy going. I gotta have some sustenance in my belly this morning. Ooh, golden goodness. Look at this. Oh. Here we go. Very nutritious almond milk. And of course, we're gonna top this thing off with some cinnamon. Cinnamon. Here we go. Oh. Can never have enough cinnamon. I think I'll refrain with the honey this time, honey. Should I eat good? But you know they say, I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm broke as a skunk. Ooh, that was just a that was just a little bit too much cinnamon. I didn't realize how much came out, but it won't kill me. If anything, it will help me. Boy, look at the cinnamon in this puppy. Holy crap. Yes, it's pretty good stuff. Hello, Easy Money. I'm halfway between Batangas and Mindoro, taking my car. You're taking your car in the boat. Oh, car on a ferry, you're trying to say. No, you never have too much cinnamon. All kinds of tropical fruits in here. Yes, there's sugar involved in these little pieces of dehydrated fruit. There is. But I can think of worse things to eat. Okay. Well, folks, I hope my show was very enlightening today. I think we covered everything from A to Z. Or A to Big E. Let's not forget Donnie. Don, you make such a fool of yourself. I mean, this guy, the minute he goes on somebody's live stream, no matter what the topic of discussion was, he'll go right to me. What does that say? You're obsessed with me, Dawn. You like me. You really like me. And my viewers, I like you too. It's the end of the road, but I can't let go. What an appropriate song. It's the end of the road, and I can't let go. You know, all these cryptic messages, all these cryptic shorts. Now, you either going to Manila because your family, one of them lives out there or another purpose, or you're going to Bikitan. Just spell it out. All this cryptic bullshit on here. Are you afraid to say that you're going to visit your loved one? But which loved one is that? Cryptic. Just come out. If that's what you're doing. Although nobody believes you are, but what is it you have to hide? If you're going to visit the inmate, then go and visit. Put it on camera. Say, this is where I am going. Not this cryptic crap and music, I can't let go, and it's over, and I can't let go. Yeah, that's probably true. It's over. It's over. But again, all these cryptic shorts showing you on the road, supposedly going to Manila, probably to visit your sister. But if not, just lay it out. Lay it out. What's all the hoopla? What's all the bullshit? You either go in there to visit. If you are, no problem. If you're able to, you're not family. But it gets a bit much. All these little shorts. When the sky is gray. But the lyrics were appropriate. That's over, but I can't let go. Well, that's your problem. Deal with it. When it's over, it's over. When it's over, it's over. Forget the cryptic shit. I'm on the road. Guess where I am? Guess where I'm going? Why does anybody have to guess? Just spit it out. That you're going to Manila and trying to make people believe that you're going to Bikitan when you're really not. Or if you really are, just spit it out. I'm going to see my man. The dream of my life. Forget the cryptic shit. You're either going to see him or you're not. Now, little shorts. Guess where I am? I'm on the road. Guess where I'm going? Just spit it out. Are you afraid to say you're going to visit him? Or maybe you can't because you're not family. I don't know. Don't you people get tired of this after a while? Just spit it out. Nothing's ever, prevented you from doing that. Like a fucking report to the immigration. Yeah. If you're going to go see the boy, go and see him. Put it on camera. Show yourself in front of Bikitan prison there. Instead of these little stupid shorts. Guess where I am? And then putting music to it. But I can't let go. I know it's over, but I can't let go. End it, for God's sakes. Jesus Christ. Come out with it. Come out, wherever you are. Do you guys feel the same way, too? Same with Biggie and Eddie. As if they went to Bikitan to visit Barry. But they're not family. I don't think they did. But he went through a whole big schmeal. Oh, see, there's an airplane, and I'm going to Manila, so I must be going to visit Barry. Well, they never proved that either, did they? No, they didn't. The same as when the skies are gray, girl. Guess where I am? Nobody has to guess. Just tell them where you are. Tell them where you're going. What do you got to hide? That's what I have to say about that. When it's over, it's over. Face the... And it is a harsh reality to face. But it is what it is, isn't it? Stop being cryptic, for God's sakes. Cryptic. Show the footage. Show the outside of the facility. Never mind these stupid, worthless shorts. Guess where I'm going? I don't think anybody really gives a fuck, to tell you the truth. But if you're going to put shorts on, put them on one leg at a time. And show us that you got something on, something going. None of this bullshit shorts. Guess where I'm going? With this lame music in the background. And all the drinking and all the shit, all the shorts you put on. Feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for me. See what happened? After all this, I'm turning to drinking now. I'm turning to drinking now. Oh, you want people to feel sorry for you.
Like that, Maximlia. What's
Oh,
it?
lady boxing. Oh, that's always fun to watch.
Yeah.
In Philippines?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they'll just gossip each other to death in a fight,
It's a
actually.
festa, so they get
Yeah.
just for fun.
You understand my point, folks? I was prompted to do this because, you know, when the skies are gray, been putting on numerous shorts, worthless, pointless, and not really telling the truth. I'm on the road. We're taking the long road to where we're going. Okay, fine. Where you going? Where you really going? It may not be to visit him because I think they only allow family. Family. I always emphasize family. Exactly where you're going. And when you're there, turn your camera on and say, I'm here. Never mind all these bullshit hints. I'm on the road to Manila. I'm going to go visit my sweetie. Okay, fine. If that's something you can do, show it. I think it's just one big ploy between her and Big E. Hey, let's make believe we actually went there to really cares either way, to be honest with you. I don't care. But if you're going to put something on, okay, again, all this cryptic messages, you either go in there to visit the bum or you're not. That's all. Does everybody agree with me? It has to do with a song saying that it's over, but I still. At times in life, sometimes you gotta let go. When a situation is totally impossible, to keep on keeping on, you know? Go on. Move on. If you can't make things happen, then you just can't make things happen. That's just the way it is. Accept what is, accept what is not. Okay. I'll keep silent for a minute and just get a little recourse on this. Why don't we? Much of a plan was that. You're miserably depressed, you got PTSD. I'm going to prove it by showing you how many different shorts I put on about me drinking with my cousins. And I'm over there in a bar somewhere and I'm drinking and an entitlement to considering alcohol or something. Cryptic again, cryptic. Everything is cryptic. If you're going to turn into be a boozer, then okay, that's a personal choice. Was that to keep face with the legal thing? See, this has turned me to drinking, but maybe it's your boyfriend that turned you to drinking. Is that the choice you make? Your boyfriend made a lot of poor choices in his life, didn't he? He certainly did. That's my show. Don't be cryptic, just be real. This is Biggie Ton. Never mind all the bullshit showing a picture of an airplane, Big E. None of that bullshit. Nobody believes it. And then, when the skies are gray, doing numerous shorts. On the road again. The road to where? To visit your sister? Where you be able to visit old Barry Boy? Because they just may not take anybody other than real family, and you're not family. You're not blood. Blood. You're either going there or you're not. Put it on camera. That's what I say. Yeah. In fact, bring up the videos where I called you a whore or a prostitute. Where are they? Put it on video. Where beef? Where's the beef? That hamburger's kind of lacking, you know what I mean? Where is the beef? I see everything else. I see lettuce. I see tomato. That's what I say. Where is the beef? Which thumbnail was that? I don't know what thumbnail that is. I did a thumbnail with Abe. Abe? Who's Abe? Who's Abe? I don't know an Abe. I don't know an Abe. However, had a little. I know what you mean. Oh, I had about a 30-minute text session with one of my lawyers. Let's just say I found a lot of interesting information. Ever hear of a TRO? You could actually put a TRO on any kind of, say, unfavorable resolution that they could actually come up with. And that could take years. I'm not going to... There's more than that, actually. There's actually a lot more than that. But we're not going to get into it on here. But let's just say that they say it's over when the fat lady sings. Well, fat lady's had a sore throat. Had laryngitis. Fat lady hasn't been able to sing. That's all I'm going to tell you. Well, hello, anyway. Oh, do you mean the President of the United States? Oh, that Abe. Yes, there is an Abe Lincoln who's a President of the United States. Who was a President of the United States. Yes, I'm familiar with Abe Lincoln. Fine man, fine man. I always loved his crazy hat. Did you know that in real life, Abe Lincoln had horrible complexion problems? Yeah, it's in the books, read it, the history. He had horrible complexion problems. And that's one of the reasons he grew a beard. Because he was told that you were going to be a public figure, that your appearance really mattered. So he was actually instructed by his constituents to actually grow a beard. And that's why Abraham Lincoln had grown his beard. Look it up in history. Look it up in history. Yeah. Perhaps it is good that Abraham Lincoln grew a beard. Cover up that horrible complexion he had. Anyway, how's your afternoon, whatever it might be? Oh, we're just all lazied out around here today, I can tell you that. But we have to go downtown for some supplies, that's for sure. Yeah. No, I don't know. Might be heading to Cebu in the next few days, actually, to talk with my constituents. What's the verdict, Judge Dredd? What is the infamous Discord saying today? Must be saying something. That's ground zero, as far as YouTube's concerned, is Discord. The thumbnail. What thumbnail was this? What do I have on here? I don't have any thumbnails with President of the United States. No. Nothing I know about. I mean, I love the president, but don't love him that much to put him on a thumbnail. Oh, of course he was running his mouth. What else is he going to do but run, 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 run? Run it of the mouth. Speaking of the mouth, I don't know, man. That yellow teeth of his and that silver gray hair really doesn't help his appearance at all. Don C. reckons I can't do math. Okay. I'm not a great mathematician, but my general math is right on target. Math was never my subject, but for workable purposes, it works just fine for every day. He could reckon all he wants. But he's really got to do something with that teeth of his. It's so embarrassing. Where is that? No, I guess I don't have it on here. I guess not. Oh, I know. He still thinks Barry's taller than me. Yeah, 300 divided by 3 is 100. I'm sure Frank knows that. Yeah, something like that. Although Barry might say a lot different. You ever hear Barry's math on here? Oh, we laughed our asses off. Everybody did. Oh, we also forgot to mention, folks, besides paying the court fees, besides paying the immigration fees, you're forgetting he still owes his lawyer money. According to what he stated, he only gave his lawyer about 20,000 pesos. And these lawyers, they will operate well above 50,000. It's going to be 50, 60, 70, or 80,000 to retain a lawyer out here. So he also owes money to the lawyer. Oh my God. Talk about being fucked. That's being fucked. Oh, Barry was laughing. He made a comment on a post on the the copycat channel thing. See you in Bikiton soon, Frank. No, I don't think you will. And I won't tell you why. But as I answered, I wrote back and said, well, I hope you're enjoying your accommodations and your soggy rice. And, gave him advisement, because I'm very good with advice. Try not to bend down too often. It might bring back a little bit of deja vu, if you know what I mean. Oh, they're not that generous, Judge Dredd, to give me a thumbs up. Not enough people here right now at this time of the day. I expected that. No big deal. You're here. There's 5 other people. I say I never nap during the day, but I've been sort of doing that, whether I know it or not. Oh, the kids are watching Korean animation again, which is not bad, by the way. Some of these stories are actually, they got the subtitles. Some of it, I mean, I got to say, the Korean animation is actually really very good. Sunday, day off. Oh. Popeye's been very inactive on his simulcast, apparently. I don't know, maybe he had a hot attack, as he says. So what's new on Discord, boys? I hear so much bullshit on the internet that Amelia Earhart, some of that has been solved. I heard also the other one with, what's his name, with the money flew out of a plane with, with a couple of $100,000 or something. What was that case? They've resolved that one, but God, there's so much bullshit on the internet feeds. You can't keep up with it, there's so many. Time for coffee. Not for me. Although I did cheat today, a little while ago. Couldn't help myself. We had this chocolate ice cream with strawberry in it, apparently made with strawberry. I had a little cup of that just now. I did. I felt I deserved it. Got to spoil yourself every now and again. Hopefully you're using real coffee, not like Copico sachets. There's so much bullshit flying around on YouTube right now. It's amazing. Trying to put the wool over everybody's eyes. But it ain't working. So let's see. Now, the complete picture. It's according to how much Barry's actually raised. But let's say the full picture is $250 to me, $250 to the court, okay? And God knows how much, I think, to immigration for all the years and penalties, and then the remaining balance to his lawyer. Wow. That could amount to 8 total, about 800,000 pesos. Hello, Region. Welcome back to My Machine. That could come up to at least 800,000 pesos as total responsibility between lawyers, between immigration owners of the penalties and fees, between the court penalty and my reward, the damages. We're talking about 800,000, approximately. Don't quote me, but somewhere around there. And Barry's trying to laugh. He's trying to laugh at me. He's in Bikiton. He's laughing at me. Oh, it's okay. You're going to be here soon, he says. You're going to be here soon. Okay. Well, I think for his sake, he better hope I wouldn't be there. Oh, he better hope I wouldn't be in there. Life would just become a little bit more interesting for him. Let's put it that way. A little bit more interesting for him. No, a lot more interesting, actually. Region says the donations and fundraising was all bullshit. Yeah. But like I said before, I think it was yesterday, unless it was this morning, why can't Barry's girlfriend's family help him out? Come on now. She could have sold a motorcycle, made a few bucks, right? But no, It was more important for her brother to be able to ride that motorcycle. She has ownership of it. They didn't do that. Family's not helping out. Her sister's got money, but she hasn't helped out. No. No, 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 no. No. The high roaders haven't helped out. So all I said to Barry was enjoy your stay. And I hope you love eating that soggy rice. It's funny, he's laughing at me. He's the one that's in Biggie. He's laughing at me. Just like he was laughing at me when he spent officially now, I think it's officially come to, or tomorrow becomes official, 2 years in lockup, no matter where he's been. Officially 2 years, and he's laughing at me. That makes a lot of sense. It makes no sense at all. Well, it's just that he's hoping I'm going to be there. But from the information I have ascertained, in fact, today, I had to communicate with my lawyer. And he told me some very interesting information that I can't share with you on here, of course. I'm not going to wind up in any jail, let's put it that way. I didn't commit any crimes. It don't matter about the immigration. This was totally an administrative. It's true. I didn't spend 7 years not paying the immigration. I didn't go to court because of a cyber libel. He did. So it's a whole different scenario. It's a whole different scenario. Regent says the hypocrisy in the community is what entertains me. Oh, absolutely. It entertains me too. That's what keeps me going here. If it wasn't for that, maybe you wouldn't hear from me on here, but I'm totally entertained. Miko says, Frank, Ego has made a statement a few hours ago that you will be picked up in a few days. What is your reply to him? Well, I've heard stuff like this before, many years ago, too. Well, I think a few hours have passed. I'm still here. Just like he went to Manila to see Barry, right? We believe you. Oh, a few days. Oh, a few days. Okay, not a few hours. Okay, I read it wrong. Hold on, I gotta answer something. I don't think I could get off this. Oh, interesting. Something my lawyer's writing me. Some recent photos of Don C were posted on Discord. I had no clue how obese Don was. Well, you thought he was skinny? I wouldn't believe Ego if he told me time in a room full of clocks. If he told me the time in a room full of clocks. Can I get off this and still come back? I'm going to try because my lawyer's been writing me, and if I can make it work. Okay, guys, that's really all I have to say anyway. I got to get back to my lawyer, but Dunce definitely looks like evil tech nerd with spiked hair. I'll be back later, guys. It's important. I got to get back to my lawyer. Yeah. Laugh all you want, Barry. You're there, I'm not. Okay. And you've been incarcerated for over 2 years now. So, who's laughing? I mean, who's really laughing?
that's a serious situation. If a person files a false complaint with the Philippine Department of Immigration against a foreigner, and it's proven to be falsified, the complainant could face several legal repercussions. Here's a breakdown of what could happen. Legal liabilities for the complainant. Perjury. Knowingly making untruthful statements under oath is considered perjury under Philippine law, revised penal code. The person who filed the false complaint could be charged with this crime. Malicious prosecution/false accusation. If the foreigner suffers damages, e.g. detention, legal expenses, damage to reputation, due to the false complaint, they could potentially file a civil case for malicious prosecution or false accusation against the complainant. Defamation, libel or slander. Depending on how the false complaint was communicated, the complainant could also be sued for defamation if the false statements harmed the foreigner's reputation. Libel is written defamation, while slander is oral. Administrative liability. While less direct, if the false complaint caused the Bureau of Immigration to waste resources on an unfounded investigation, there might be administrative consequences for the complainant, although this is less common. Focus on ensuring factual complaints. The Bureau of Immigration, BI, emphasizes that complaints should be factual and submitted in good faith. They scrutinize evidence to guard against baseless or retaliatory complaint. That adds a significant layer of context to the situation. If the woman filed the deportation complaint against you as an act of revenge because you were involved in her boyfriend facing cyber libel charges, it suggests a potential motive that could be relevant, although it doesn't automatically invalidate the deportation complaint itself. Here's how this revenge motive could play into the situation. Potential for a malicious complaint. If the deportation complaint is based on false or exaggerated allegations and was solely intended to retaliate against you for the cyber libel charges against your boyfriend, this could potentially be argued as a malicious complaint. Impact on credibility. Her motive of revenge could potentially affect her credibility if the deportation complaint proceeds to a
Boo Sabu got to take care of some very important business. A new journey, perhaps. But nevertheless, I have to consult with my attorneys in regards to a matter and see what we're going to do with this. Can't talk what it's about, who it's about, if it's about anybody. We have other endeavors going on too, but not, something necessarily from YouTube or anything like that, Suddenly, okay. Things could happen just like that. Just like that. It's amazing how fast things could happen. Super speed, super velocity, and releasing energy. And that's what causes the tsunami. And it also has to do with the, I don't know what you call it, the topography, whatever, of the sea base. And whether it's smooth, shallow, or high. It all has to do with that. So when you think the water is moving, it's not moving. No, it's not. It has to do with gravity. It has to do with the movement of the earth, but the water itself is not really moving. When you see a high tide or low tide, no. There's a little science for you. Of course, don't believe me. Don't believe anything I say. Just look it up. That's all. Okay, well, there's not much, because you hear me on here enough these days. You're probably getting sick and tired of me, and I don't blame you. I'm getting sick and tired of me, too. If I'm saying it, then I really need to slow down my shows or just get off altogether. But you see, I just can't satisfy everybody. There's a group of people like to see me get the fuck off YouTube for good. But then controversially, it's going to be like, no, wait a minute, we can't have that. We need you here. We need something to talk about. I don't know. It's a non-win situation for them, really. Some people want me off, but they don't want me off. What would they do in their shows? How about their copycat channels? How about their choice of topic matter when they do StreamYards and live streams? What would they do? Well, I think logically they just probably find somebody else after a while to attack and maim and injure and call horrible names and do horrible things. Isn't that the way it works? Okay. Hope you learn. Man, you come to my show. There's not one show you will ever walk away from and say, I did not learn something new. That's what separates me from the rest of the crowd. There's always something to learn. Always. They don't want me to leave. Hell no. Why would they want that? I don't buy it. So don't sell it. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Okay, well, Gilda wanted to say something about Big E, but we thought that maybe that wasn't a good idea. So she won't. But she had something to say to him. I said, let's not go there. Let's not go there. That's why I put it on hold. Okay. There you go. Esther says, isn't that right? Isn't that right? You know who used to say that? Come on, where's your memory? Come on, who was the channel that the guy used to say that all the time? Think hard. Think hard. Who was that? Come on, you're being too slow. I'm about to get off here. Isn't that right? Okay, you're too slow on a gun. You know, don't ever be in a gunfight. You wouldn't win. It was Pinoy Troll. Pinoy Troll. He always said that. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? In fact, he continued his channel, but it was all in Philippine language. I don't think he's still on. But he came back after a while, and it was all the language. He wasn't, and he wasn't really getting involved with all the antics and all that shit. Maybe maybe he wised up. If he could wise up, I think we all could do that and learn from him. Don't you think? Yeah, I think so. Okay, off to Cebu, guys. Off to Cebu. I'll catch you later, man.
See you, June.